One man, one hero, one mission. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You will get this one. He's right, though. You will get this one. My name's Jason, and this is You Put the Boom Boom Into My Heart, my 80s podcast. So please, please, please take a look at this and enjoy from the best decade ever. I'm back. Also, can you like, comment, subscribe, and follow? You'd know it makes sense. All right, you beautiful lot. Oh, happy Halloween. So I've done a video going out. It's me watching a movie review to Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. That's going out, and this is another one I'm putting out on the same day because Mark asked me to review a film called Return of the Living Dead. Now, I have to be honest, I've never seen this, and believe you me, there's a good reason why. Where do you start? Right, if you've never watched Return of the Living Dead, be thankful. Be absolutely thankful. But if you want to watch something and go, give it a watch. Right, so Return, I mean, I can't believe they did a original one, let alone have a Return to the Living Dead. The Living Dead, the original one must be even worse. So this Return of the Living Dead is basically, what can I say? Some lad. So there's a group of teenagers, they're all very punky, from the 80s. It's an 80s film, pierced up to the eyeball, red haired, all odd, and love all the night stuff and the ghoul. There's a girl in there with completely red hair who's absolutely off a tree. Absolutely. There's something. She loves death, and their favourite thing to do, she said, was to be mauled by loads of old, in her words, not mine, a lot of old men all over her, biting her and all that. I know. That's before we even start. So when you do get to the beginning of it, so one of the lads works in this company thing that have got all these sells all this stuff, and his boss says to him, "Oh, we've got some stuff downstairs. They've got this big tank, and it's something to do with the military or something, and it's got gases in it. But don't touch it. But I'll come and show you." And he takes him down to this cellar thing, and in this tank thing is this absolute. Well, it looks like it's a corpse, but it's something that's preserved in this stuff, whatever it's called. So they get to have a look, and he turns around and knocks it, and all this gas comes shooting out, and they fall on the floor, all into their lungs, blah blah. It's honestly, it's just incredible, and not in a good way. I've got to take this off. That's getting on my nerves now. But I sat there hoping for good things. It's a horror comedy, so it is, but it's very, and it just makes me realise, I mean, the 80s made some absolutely incredible 80s films, but they also made some absolutely sugar ones. And this is one of those. So after that all seeps out, it starts to rain, it all goes into the air, next to them is a graveside, it all seeps into the graveside and brings all the dead back to life. You've never seen anything like that, I swear, honestly. So the one that's the main one that's come out, he's chasing this lad. These. So he gets all his friends come over looking for him while they're unconscious. They get up, go off. The friends come to look for him, and they go down to the cellar after they've been chasing one of the girls. And this thing that I can only describe is, I mean, the makeup artist must have been laughing her head off, or his head off, when they were doing that. Because one of the lads that go down with all these things in his nose, big punk thing, big Mohican, and this thing just goes brains, and grabs him and eats his head. But it's just, you couldn't do, I mean, now it'd look more real, but it was just, and all I kept saying was brains. So obviously he's gone, he's on the floor. The other two get took upstairs, they run off, lock him in this cellar thing downstairs, and then when all that stuff starts seeping out, the others, they all go to the graveyard, and they all start having a drink, and then the girl with the red hair that wants to be eaten by all the, just basically takes all her clothes off, if I'm being honest, and she's literally there with everything hanging out, completely naked, absolutely, you can see absolutely everything. I'm all rushing to it now. What was that name, Jay? And I, I feel like I've gone into like a time warp, or someone's lobotomized me, because I've just watched it and it was, and then her skin was burning, as she said, because obviously the rain and all that stuff had gone up in the air and was coming down, and then she lay, all the zombies come out the floor. I mean, you've never seen anything like it. I mean, it made Thriller look amazing, because Michael Jackson's Thriller was probably actually before it, but they look brilliant compared to this. So they come out of the ground and all these zombies grab her and they all start eating up. It's what she wanted, but she wanted them with older men. How old can you get from the dead if you be honest? God. So, and then she goes around eating it. I mean, she's scary. She looks like a cross between It, and because she's very pale, and she's just walks. You just see, typical 80s when some Darrow bloke was collecting some stuff, and she just walks down with all that smoke around, and just walks around with nothing on, and then runs and eats it. And it's just, and then the other two that got that stuff on, and they turn into, the paramedics come, check them, they said the blood pressure was whatever's like, they turn into the dead. And it was just, I've never seen, and I never want to see anything like this again, ever. So, I mean, I can't ruin it for you because there's loads more. And so Return of the Living Dead gets an orange. No, it doesn't. It gets a tomato too. The graphics, I know it's the 80s and I know we didn't have the stuff nowadays, but it is a shocking watch. But all you keep hearing for the whole is brains, brains, I want brains. That's all they keep saying, and they're just chasing. And then they go over to the mortuary, and this bloke that works in the mortuary embalms them. They get him to help him get rid of some of these bodies that someone had died. And they find one that's just like the top torso with long hair. It's moving around trying to get them like this. And he's talking to her, goes, why are you here? She's going, because we want brains. Why do you want brains? Because it takes away the pain from the brains. I can't. So if you want to watch something with your brain switched off, go watch Return of the Living Dead. I have to be honest, when I was told to watch this, in my head I'd got Return of Evil Dead. I thought it was Evil Dead, and I've seen that years ago. And that's a bit of a comedy version compared to the original. But no, Return of the Living Dead is a film to be beholden to anybody that wants to watch it. If you've never watched it and you want to if you want to have a laugh, or you want to, I mean, to be honest, it's supposed to be a comedy horror. There was less laughs, and there was some innuendos, and there was some like off the cuff stuff, but literally, the woman that was naked, that's all she did, was eat brains and run about with nothing. And I mean completely nothing on, apart from a white pair of stockings. If you like that, give it a watch. But just Mark. I know you said you didn't think I'd watch it, but you asked me to, so I thought I would review it. Never seen it before, so that was a first for me, and a last. So, as you know, I've done... I have to be honest, it was better than Grease 2, though. And that's saying something. So it can't be as bad as what I thought it was. But it was just very slapstick, very of its time, very over-the-top zombies. Everyone was coming. The police were coming. They're eating brains. Then they sent this big bomb to blow everything up eventually. And there must be another part, because there was one of them crawling around. Brains. Not your brains, Care Bear George. But please take a listen. And take a look, not a listen, take a look at Return of the Living Dead. If you want to have a laugh, or just sit there and think, what the flower is that, then please go and watch it. So, tomato 2 out of 5 for me. Mark, don't ask me to watch that again. It is what it is. 80s. It's not 80s at its best. I'm lying, Jay. I have to be really honest. The worst thing I've ever seen, not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, Grease 2 was, but it was near enough. So that's me, Return of the Living Dead for Halloween. Brains. Have a good day, you beautiful lot. You've got to have no brains to watch it, to be fair. Have a good day, you beautiful lot. No, you're not looking at Edna Everage. How brilliant was that? Do you know what? I'm so lucky. I have some great, amazing guests come on. And I'm lucky enough that I do something that I absolutely love. 80s is literally an obsession of mine. So a big thank you to every single person that's come onto my show, that's left me a message and say, Jay, could you do this? Could you do that? I would love to be a guest. So please, that's another episode over with. So please follow, like, comment, subscribe. Anywhere you see us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, it makes sense. Have a great day, you beautiful lot.